Here's Marco Dominic Gonzalez. So this is going to be like part 3 of Cover Up, which is really the first part of this segment. I haven't reviewed these other videos, but I'm actually doing this because I have to really break it down so somebody can get a visual of understanding something very complicated very simply. And I think you're getting the idea and the understanding. I left off on the last video of like being inspected. They'll take a folder and make sure that it is, every page is marked appropriately. There's a control number marked appropriately. It's logged in appropriately and that kind of thing. Um, and even when they were, I'm so meticulous when they were asking me to go to this unit and see how that is and how you can help them to have it, by law. You know what I mean? And I'll go there, dude, I'm going through everything, man. And I'm like, you gotta do this, you're not doing this, you're not doing this, you don't have your destruction readiness procedure at all. And, I was doing all very meticulous to understand that. But, again, it's like giving the colonel report, it's like, okay, sir, it's like he's signing so many things. You can see how you can have a commander leader. It's like, well, dude, I signed a million papers. He's not gonna freaking remember. Even if he would go up in front of the Senate, and they're like, oh, I probably signed a bunch of papers. See, those should never be destroyed. How a solution and a remedy to prevent a cover-up means you can't destroy the material once it's classified, meaning once it's classified to be confidential or above, it can't be destroyed, meaning the destruction report can't be destroyed, the inventory report can't be destroyed, the review board can't be destroyed, and that kind of thing. That protects any type of investigation to say, okay, if I know it has to exist, I can always go back to it, because the law is it does not have to exist. It only exists after 3 years, 5 years, and maybe 10 years if it's SCI or higher. But then it's gone. It should never be destroyed, meaning the president should be able to go back to 1980 to look at a confidential report on material, a destruction report, and a review board. That doesn't exist, folks. That's a remedy to at least have something there. Again, if someone's going to try to cover up, they'll redoctor those inventory reports. But, I mean, so is that a remedy or not? Somebody could say, well, they can doctor those inventory reports. That would not prove it would not prove anything. It only proves that people are doing their job. If they're following the law, you always have a record. If they're not, meaning that you would have to have a safeguard so that once that report is generated, it can't be doctored again. Meaning that you would have to have a copy of that report. You'd have to have a copy to Headquarters Marine Corps. That would have to be stored on a microfiche forever and ever and ever, meaning confidential, secret, anything that is classified. They don't do that. I believe they do that for a length of time with Top Secret and SCI Top Secret, but after a length of time, someone else is taking that and shredding it in a shredder, dude, to where it's just not there. So somebody could, who's just an intelligent person, might be able to listen to this and say, I understand, and maybe you have an idea. Well, your idea is valid. If you can figure out how do you keep those reports alive and not compromised by somebody who's trying to make a cover-up, meaning they can't do it. What is your recommendation? There needs to be one, because then we could go back to 20 years, 15 years, and 5 years, and during the Bush administration, and that stuff can't be voided off of a computer. It can't be voided. There is always, in a way, like always a hard copy or a copy on a microfiche, something that would verify the report itself, meaning everything has to match. The report has to match, the inventory report has to match the destruction report. It has to match the inventory annual review board report. That has to match the actual material. If it, it would be so much work, but that's how you prevent a cover-up. It's a lot of work, but it does prevent a cover-up.